Today I will be displaying my shell script whose goal is to automate hard disk and memory analysis. As you can see here, I have my main Kali virtual machine open with project forensics folder, which is how I saved this project. Here we have the shell script under memory carver. As you can see, the script is all here. It's also available in the accompanying PDF. And now I will open a terminal and try to run the memory carver on one of the two files here I have that are meant for demonstration. So I will start with the command. As you can see, I have autofill for it already. One of our tasks was to make sure that the file can only be run as root. So I will show off that function here now. As you can see, the script stops immediately, tells me to run it as root. I will go back to the script and now run it as root. First of all, the script will check for a few tools and make sure they are installed. If not, it will install them for me. As you can see, some of the tools are Binwalk, bulk extractor, foremost, strings, and a few necessary ones like pip, Python, cab extract, and file. And then it will also ask me if I have volatility. Here I decided to use Volatility 3 Python-based, which the system will install for me if I do not specify volatility that is on my system already, if I prefer to use a different type of volatility. Right now, I will say no, that I do not have volatility in my system. Also, right now, I would like to show you there is a new folder created in our project folder, which will save all the output that the carver will create. As a default, the folder is hidden. I'm just displaying hidden folders now. As you can see, it's gone. It's just to make the system neater, nothing special. Okay, so from here, I will tell it I do not have volatility. First of all, it will clone volatility into our folder and also make it executable inside our software. If I specify a certain path, it will make my volatility, my version of volatility that I chose to use for that instance, it will take use of that and will run the script. Note that if you're using Volatility 2.6, some code adjustments will need to be made. Okay, now as we can see, we got volatility and the path is set to our current folder /volatility3. Inside we have vol.py, which is the executable. And you can also see inside our project folder, we have volatility3 now. Now, the file this is ran on is a RAM capture that I collected from my Windows 10 VM. It's 512 megabytes. As you can see, we have the memory info retrieved through volatility, and the operating system is recognized as Windows 10. And now the code keeps on running. It's running a volatility check for running processes, and next it will check for the network connections. From here, as you can see, we have our image info, we have our NetScan results starting to gather up, and we have our process list there. And now we'll let the code run for a while. You will not see the code running. Unfortunately, there is no way to track the progress, but you can see our system is running, the processes are working, and so is the RAM. Okay, now we also have our network connection results, our register information, and we start extracting data using bulk extractor. This also takes some time. Again, you cannot take the file size to mean anything about what can be extracted. As you can see here, we also found 357 packets inside of packets pcap. We can go over those results also, see if we can learn anything interesting. From here, we're moving on to foremost. Foremost didn't take long at all. And from there, we're on to Binwalk. Data extraction, again, can take a while. Just let the system run. As you can see, our system resources are being used. Let's give it the time it needs. As you can see, even at 8 times the speed, this still takes a while. Let me show you why Binwalk is taking a while. We see that our file is only 512 megabytes. Yet inside our Binwalk folder, we see that we already have 5.7 gigabytes and it's still running. Who knows how big it gets? Now our Binwalk is finished, and now it's on to extracting strings. Okay, strings didn't take a while at all, even though it found almost 3 million of them. Analysis complete. We have the duration of the analysis, we have the amount of files found, also a breakdown of each carver and how many files it found. All the data was extracted, and now it is being packed up inside a zip file. Of course, depending on the size of the extraction, your zip time may vary, and you might want to refer to the troubleshooting section inside the PDF if you'd like to disable the zipping, or if you'd like to transfer the file to a different address right away. It could be a remote address, it could be a flash drive you inserted, whatever you feel comfortable with. As a default, this backs up the output folder inside a zip file, and the zip file can be taken anywhere. Since we extracted a lot of files, obviously, the zip file will also be much smaller than the whole output folder itself. Now, let's speed this up again so it can be zipped, and I'll explain about the results we get right after that. Okay, in our output folder properties, we can see that the total we extracted is 13.1 gigabytes of data. All of that from a RAM capture of 512 megabytes. Now we're almost done zipping. We'll also see the size of the file that we get from there. As you can see, our zip is done. And now we will access it and we will go over our results. It's all archived with the name of the original file stored inside. We also have timestamps inside the report file. Here you can see everything we got. We got our Binwalk, bulk extractor, foremost, and the different scans that we ran using Volatility. Here we can see the profile info that we got through Volatility 3. As you can see, it states it's Windows version 10. We deciphered that to be the Windows 10 operating system. There's a small piece of code inside of the shell script that does that. And here we have our report. As you can see, we have our operating system, the analysis start date, our file name, the files found, the amount of files found, I'm sorry, our foremost summary, and on to the next file. We have our strings list, saved it as a list file because you can import it. You can also do all kinds of searches on it, extract data from it, whatever you'd like. It's in a simple format. Here we have the process list. Here we have our NetScan results. And here we have our Binwalk extracted files, our bulk extractor files, our foremost files, and that is our zip. As you can see, everything is packed up, and a total of 4.9 gigabytes for the zip file. And this was a RAM memory capture. Now, before I show you an analysis of a different memory file, just simple memory, I would like to show you what happens if you try to run a file that doesn't exist. For example, let's use bs.mem, no particular reason. Let's see what happens when we run it. As you can see, there is no file like that in the folder. Because I'm using sudo, I had to enter my password. We get back a result. The file does not exist. Now let's use our actual HD file. We specify the file and run the program. As you can see, it's in our folder. And let's go. Okay, we have all our tools, and do we have volatility? This time we do. So let's specify the path. We copy the path, paste it inside our code, and let's continue. You can see the path is set. However, we could not identify a profile Therefore, volatility scan was skipped, and we just used the other data extraction methods to extract the different data. We have foremost, we have Binwalk, we have a much shorter time of 8 seconds ran this time, and everything is packed up with its own name. As you can see, we have the same list of files. However, this time, not everything will have the same results. For example, if you open NatScan, as you can see, it couldn't find anything since this is not a RAM capture. However, our report still contains all the useful information we got before. Everything is packed up and neat for us to take anywhere we need. If any of you have any suggestions on how I can improve the code or what I should implement, I would love to hear from you. Any level from a beginner like me to anyone who has some helpful knowledge, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much, and I hope your day goes well.